Good morning. I want to give you a few tips for finishing your homework, and I know there has been some issues with the dimensions, and so as usually happens when we get one of these challenges, we uh, go to work, think about it, and solve them. So what I want to tell you is that you can now uh, do your model normally in SolidWorks, whether you do it, you start in inches or in metric system, it doesn't matter, as long as before you save it as a step file, you change the units to meters. And then when you open it in SimWise 4D, then the dimensions are going to be okay. If you don't do that, then we had this issue that when you bring it in, 1 inch is 1 meter, and that's not correct. So there's a way to do it. So I'll repeat, save it with the units as meters and read them with the units as meters. Whether you in the drawing work in inches or later on you also convert to inches in the SimWise side, doesn't matter. Well, okay. Another announcement about the quiz on Thursday. As you can see, we're trying this video mode. It's an experiment I'm doing this week to see how it works. Also, these videos will be available so you can look them over and over and study for your quiz. I wanted to give you this example, and then also want to give you another video on introduction to the suspensions in 3D, which would be our next topic. So, regarding the quiz, as we already discussed, the problems would be like the ones in the homework. So, I wanted to just give you a rundown on this one that you see on the screen. So, let's get started. You are familiar with this problem. We have this shaft and this other one that is at an angle, and we have this universal joint over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the torque over here, and then we want to be able to draw all this in SimWise 4D, well, ultimately, but we start in SolidWorks. So let me disappear here for now, and then we'll go and concentrate on this more directly. We have in here this figure where I outline the steps, which would be to open SolidWorks and choose the front, side, and top planes and start drawing. In this case, we want to do this sketch in such a way that with a rectangle you extrude and then form the part, and then also from a plane you can stretch a circle from the side and extrude the parts to make these rods. So that makes the basis of the universal joint. And then you would create a drawing using again a front, side, and top plane. And then you will do this using the 3-point arc. And of course, if you need to extrude a little bit so that to make the part, that's the way we are going to do it. Here's just another part which is simple for the rods. This would be done by extruding a circle. So you have done this several times. And of course here are the different parts that we need to complete the assembly. So some of them are repetitive, and in order to put them together we need to put an assembly file together in SolidWorks. And like I mentioned a little earlier, you can work in inches or in meters, but when you save it in meters so that it can be read in meters on the other side. Now this is the way it would look as if it's assembled. You put all the parts together, and then every single part would be saved as a the assembly would be saved as a step file. So in here we have on the SimWise 4D, we bring it in, and then if you save it as step file, you're gonna have to redo the constraints and move the parts to the place where you need them moved, and assemble them, put in the constraints like you see with the green constraints over here. This this is already in the SimWise for the site, and then this is last slide I want to show you. This is how it would look as you're ready to just turn it on, and this will work. Keep in mind the angular velocity of the combined angular velocity of the shafts in here for the bar EG. We're gonna have a rotation about the x-axis, and we're gonna have a rotation about the y-axis. So, excuse me, the z-axis. So that would be the only thing to remember. I think this is just more to show you the hand calculations than anything. So I hope this is helpful in doing what you are doing for your homework, and good luck on your quiz on Thursday.